Hi, honey.
Hi, sweetheart.
Can you tell what holiday it was?
I have no idea.
It's the 4th of July.
Well, it's not anymore, but yes, we did celebrate the 4th of July over the weekend and had some fun adventures.
Yeah, we got some rest.
That's funny.
No, we didn't. So, welcome to JKLOL Storytime. I'm John.
And I'm Keisha.
And we have a full episode recapping Las Vegas and everything else that's been going on and how sleep deprived we are. So, stay tuned for that because it's going to be either great or legendary or maybe just okay. But either way, it will be full
A
of LOLs.
JKLOL story time for sure.
That is correct.
Bringing real life stories and all the laugh out loud moments that we can possibly give to share a little bit of joy and humor and maybe even enlightenment into your day.
In a hot dog hat for those of you listening out in Apple Podcast land or Amazon or Alexa or wherever else you might find this JKLOL Storytime podcast. I'm wearing a very 4th of July shirt and a hot dog hat on my head. And it is not just a hat with a hot dog on it, it is a hat made of a stuffed hot dog.
It is something to behold, beloved viewers. So,
It is an experience, that's for sure.
if you can log on to YouTube, I would recommend checking out John's wiener head.
Maybe I'll pull a still and we'll put it on Instagram maybe.
Do something, but
Very good. So we got married in Vegas.
We did.
Because if you take your wedding on tour, turns out you probably should get married at the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. And for those of you that recall, Vegas kind of holds a special place in our heart where my personal golden night showed up for me. And I've had lots of great memories in Vegas with John. And so it was a spot that we invited the one and only Dr. B to come and join us. But it turns out that same day of our wedding was also the same day as his birthday. And it was a birthday that was a mile marker for him. So we did not get to have him there as our witness. It ended up just being Donkey and Randy and my little kiddo joined us, which is a story in and of
Yeah,
itself.
well, we'll get to that. So, we celebrated for him. I wouldn't say without him, but definitely for him, but he wasn't there.
Well, and time was of the essence for this one. We were definitely crunched for time, and we were leaving Phoenix, and I was working and seeing clients the first part of the morning. And so the crew loaded up the roadies. Is that what you'd call them?
I'd say the roadies at this point.
Yeah. At this point,
the somethings.
The roadies loaded up the car and the trailer, got everything ready to go. Randy on his motorcycle, and I finished up calls until the very last second. And then we bolted to get to Las Vegas. We had a very tight timeline for our puppies because we were staying at a hotel that's near and dear to our hearts, and they do not allow puppies. And so we found a place that boards dogs, and you get to watch them on video cameras, and it's quite the experience. Our daughter had an amazing time just checking on the puppies to see what they were doing, and so we had to go get them there for their interview.
Yes, their interview. They had to be there by 3:30 for their interview at this boarding facility, which you feel like would be like an actual interview, and we can get to that. But you were going to say we had to go through the buy one get 7 roundabouts free, which would slow us down in Arizona.
Yep, and then we had to, of course, stop often to go to the restroom for members in our vehicle, and traveling, pulling a trailer and stopping for gas frequently, and the potty stops and the kid stops and all the things.
And the water stops for Randy.
And the water stops for Randy because he was driving in 109-degree weather
on his motorcycle. Mm-hmm.
Motorcycle, big black motorcycle. So
Badass.
He is a baddie. But he was more prepared for this than he was on the way to Phoenix.
Yeah, he kind of had a feeling of what he was getting himself into on the way back. And, just like me, I was a Boy Scout.
Yeah, but he was eating his bananas and drinking the electrolyte drinks and just making sure that he was ready for the long ride.
And it turns out, and you'll find out in episode, gosh, what would it be? Probably 26, 27. Randy will only eat one color of bananas, and it's yellow. Not red.
Nope, he won't eat the red
We'll get to that, though.
Yes. Teaser for who knows when it's going to be revealed, but yes.
Well, this is episode 18, right? Episode 18 covering Las Vegas, so I got to take my socks off for this one. But we're like 8 or 9 episodes away from that.
Yep.
After we
Finish the tour.
Finish the tour, yeah.
Because as of right now, as we're recording, the tour is finished. We successfully, should I say successfully? I should say we finished the tour.
We finished the tour, yes. The tour is over.
The announcement has been made.
It has commenced, and we're going to leave it at that.
Yep.
Just because of any future things.
Sure. But yes, turned out to be quite the experience driving into Las Vegas because we were on a time crunch. And then we we had the trailer, again, driving on the strip, parking in parking garages with a big old motorcycle trailer. Can't do it. So we had to find a place to put the trailer, but we had to drop the dogs off first, which was on the other side of town. And then we had to go drop the trailer off. And then we were sitting there, and we have approximately 3 hours.
Yeah, basically 3 hours till we have to be like ready and on our way to the Little White Chapel.
Because they are very strict. Like it is, you get there and
surgical precision.
And if you're not there on time, they cancel your appointment. So
I love that. It went real smooth for us when we got there, though. I feel like we did. I feel like it was a well-oiled machine, and they did a really good job.
It's like they've done it a time or two.
Yes, I mean, obviously, I think it was a Wednesday night, so I think it was a little more mellow than it probably is on a Friday or Saturday night in Vegas, especially Wednesday night in June, where it's super freaking hot.
It was miserable being out there for sure. But
even at 9 p.m.
We had to make a hard choice because we've been talking about one of our favorite restaurants in Las Vegas, Sushi Fever. And we will have to post some pictures. We were actually so ravished that we didn't even get good pictures of the sushi before anybody took a bite. It was like literally they're setting down the plate and we were all just stuffing our faces.
I feel like there's enough images of Sushi Fever sushis. Their offerings available on the internet when they look all beautiful. How many do you get where people have just like completely annihilated the plate? And you're like, there's one little piece left in the sauce. So if that doesn't say anything about what they do off strip, I think it's worth the trip for us. And we can continue.
And we had to make a hard decision for it, right?
We did.
Because I again was working all day. Like I needed to do the whole get ready. Every single wedding, I had to get ready and do my hair and do the makeup and do all the stuff that it's important because we're making memories. And my big thing is I wanted to have good pictures. I wanted to remember the memories of each wedding. And so I did not want to be looking back and be like, okay, Keisha, you could have done a little bit better on your hair there, you weirdo. So.
Well, I think you do that anyway when you're there. We're reassuring you that you look perfectly fine and very attractive. And you looked great to me in every wedding. In all 9 of your dresses.
Thank you, babe. So, but yeah, we weren't going to have the time for me to do that and go get Sushi Fever and park the vehicle and go do all the things. And so we had to make a tough decision. Do I want to look picture perfect or do we want Sushi Fever? And naturally, we had to pick Sushi Fever.
We did. And it turns out you could do both.
It turns out, well, not without some stress and a couple of curse words for sure.
Lots of curse words. Everybody should just relax and have a beer.
Except for our daughter.
Well, yeah, not the 9-year-old. She shouldn't have a beer.
But yes, so we did the Sushi Fever thing, and then we get back to the hotel, and Keisha was driving. I don't know who in the heck let Keisha drive, but I was driving.
Well, I was wedged in the back in the third row because we picked up Randy.
Adding on to all the chaos, Randy took his motorcycle to the Harley shop to get his oil changed, so we had to go pick up Randy too.
After we dropped off the trailer. No big deal. We'll just like Uber or Lyft to Sushi Fever from the South Las Vegas Boulevard Harley Davidson dealership, which they're our new friends. We like them so much. I walked in the next morning. Randy's already helping people. Like he works there. Nobody knows how, but no, they're great. They agreed to store his bike overnight for us so we could sleep a little easy and relax, knowing that his bike was safe and not in an open air parking garage. I mean, the place that we stay has really good security and stuff, but it still is Las Vegas, and lots of things happen in Las Vegas. So I think everybody slept a lot better especially after the Raven incident in
Idaho.
in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I'm like, you drop me off and Randy Uber to Sushi Fever. I know where we're going. And I think we pulled up like Uber and it was like $55 or $60 to Sushi Fever. And I'm like, that's okay. We'll spend that on sushi. Not that we couldn't spend it if we wanted to, but like, it's way better use of resources to spend it on sushi, I think. So
absolutely. Or going and playing a blackjack table or something. And so, then we decided, okay, we're going to cram Jon into the very back. And, I felt bad putting a little 9-year-old back there with bags sitting on top of her. And I'm like, it's either you or me, babe.
I have the same size inseam as the 9-year-old, so it should be okay, right?
Except for your tall torso, but whatever. So
It's
John
fine.
was
My neck's fine. It's
John
fine.
was Mr. Wonderful yet again. Went into the very back, and he's just like crammed back there with all the bags because we left the trailer in a secure place. So
we had to unload all of the stuff.
all the dresses, all the suitcases, all the crap that you need.
And this will be not the only time that we have to do this either.
That is very true.
And that is coming up in another episode too. So lots of memories. So we're on our way to Sushi Fever, and it is, when I say off strip, it's not like a little off the strip like the Rio. It's like basically in Summerlin.
Almost, yeah. But it is legit. The food there is incredible. The customer service, beyond incredible. We didn't have reservations. John just dropped his coaster in case y'all are wondering what he's chuckling about. Get a hold of yourself, man.
Hey, man, the spotted cow just wanted to hang on to it. So anyway.
And had the best time. Randy, Colleen, even our little one, she was like, you guys did not oversell this. This is the best sushi that I've ever had in my life. And we're like, yep. We can die happy tonight, but we're not going to because we're going to go get married.
Yes. And in fact, I feel like I can say this now that the tour's over, right? And I don't feel like I'm giving anything away. They will still not have sushi anywhere else. They're like, I don't want to ruin what I experienced at Sushi Fever.
Exactly.
And it's that good. And
Randy will go on Sundays after church and he gets sushi at a local place here in Minot. And he's like, I'm like, hey, you want to go get sushi? He's like, no, I am not ruining that experience. I don't need sushi for a long time.
And they make really good sushi in town. I think we're very fortunate to have the sushi place that we have that he goes to.
Oh, for sure.
But at the same time, I feel like it's just, it's just so much better in Vegas. And honestly, it's worth the trip just for that. For me, at least. I'm sure there's some people who disagree, and well, you're wrong, and that's okay.
I have to side with you too. As a foodie, a fellow foodie myself, I will go to different cities and I want to experience the food. And when I speak to others that are from maybe that city, I do a lot of coaching calls. And so I'm like, oh yeah, you're from this town. Have you ever been to this restaurant? It's like my own foreign language. It's how I relate to others. It's more than just a good meal to me.
Correct. And I don't think that I really mean that they're wrong and that's okay. They just haven't been there yet. And they might have some really good sushi where they're from, wherever they're listening. But it is, I would say easily top 20 sushi restaurants in the United States.
Right. If you haven't noticed, we've been very careful about mentioning where we're staying and all the different things because it's like, we don't necessarily want to seem like we're promoting something because things, do grow and people do like us more and more, which I love. Thank you again. I'll mention that. But, to influence others, I don't want to necessarily do that unfairly, except for with Sushi Fever. I will throw their name out all day, every day. And anybody asks me where to eat in Vegas, I'm going to tell them Sushi Fever.
I will die on that hill. Always Sushi Fever.
They don't know us. They don't owe us anything. But we have had enough of a good experience eating their food that we are like, yep, just the experience alone of us enjoying the sushi there, we will promote you as much as we possibly can.
And it's just this little unassuming spot, hole in the wall almost, in a strip mall that's just like west of Chinatown, right? And you pull into the parking lot and it's full of like Ferraris and Porsches and Land Rovers, and it's like, okay, yep, this is the place.
This is legit. It's got
3 different signs out front, and it's like inside it's nice.
Not much to call home about.
But yeah, they put all of the effort and attention into their food, and you can really taste it. And the interior is nice. Right?
It is nice. No, it's not a dive at all.
No, absolutely not. It's not. But it's they obviously focused on their product a lot more than they focused on making it glitzy and glammy, right? I think is probably the right word. But yeah, it's incredible. And if we don't get anything from them, we don't get any special treatment.
Nope.
Nope, not at all.
We just had good enough experiences that we're like,
and
go
they
there.
were so fast. We're on a time crunch.
They could tell we were hungry, I think.
We didn't even have to tell them we're on a time crunch. I think the first roll hit the table in like 4 minutes. It was wild.
I think we got our beers first, but
yes.
Regardless, I think that Sushi Fever definitely stole the show from the wedding.
Yeah, I think so too. So
as far as like our group goes, they loved that. Not that the wedding wasn't special, but so getting on to Keisha driving, John's crammed in the back. I pulled into the wrong parking garage for a hotel. And so then getting in and out killed probably about 30 minutes of time.
Which, to be fair, no doubt was also playing a concert at the Sphere. So it was just a disaster on the east side of the strip where we're trying to park. And you traditionally haven't driven onto that particular property to park. It's always been yours truly over here.
Or an Uber.
Yeah. Well, Uber's great because they take you right to the front door or drop you off. And
So
the Tower parking garage.
needless to say, John's flustered because we're short on time. I'm flustered because we're short on time. We've got a donkey that doesn't know what's going on. We've got a kiddo that's just so sensitive to our emotions. So she's like, I just want to do right and I don't want to do anything wrong. And then we've got Randy, who's always just cool, chill, relaxed, like, whatever, we'll make
He's
it work.
over here
It
like
is what
Euro
it is.
dreams of sushi over here. Like,
Right,
he's just,
sushi bliss.
he's
yeah.
already in his bliss. Like,
Euphoric state. So we ended up checking into just one room because time was short. And so John got one room. We had two, of course.
and it was my room, and it was very nice. And it had a high floor, and had a really nice view.
Yes,
And I gave it to you anyway.
Yes, you did.
And I just got stuck looking at a cooling tower for the 90 minutes I was in my room.
Yep.
More on that later.
So then we end up going to get ready, and I'm like, there's no way. We've got literally an hour and a half to get ready, get all of us ready, get to the car, drive all the way down to Chapel, Little White Chapel, which it's, if you've ever driven on the strip, it's not easy to do, and it's all just chaotic.
No, it's on the North Strip, past the Strat, like
Correct.
kind of in the no-go zone.
Yep, it is very much in the no-go zone. And so we called our friends at the hotel and we're like, hey, the concierge, and we're just like, is there any way you can do us a solid? We are set to get married at 9:00 tonight. It is 7:45. Is there any way you have a limousine on call? And at this point, we don't care the price. We just need to get there. Get me to the church on time.
And the price wasn't terrible. And I said, even, no, this is the kind of property where they know the people to make the limo show up.
Yep. And so they made the limo show up. Thankfully, we all got ready and
We had a
got
great
into
time.
the limo.
We had a sing-along?
Fun. Yep, we did a sing-along to all like the fun wedding hits and got there. And it was so early. We still had 45 minutes and we were just...
Turns out we are professionals at getting ready for weddings now by episode 3. Or not episode 3.
Wedding.
By wedding 3 in Las Vegas. So we've already got this down to like almost a science.
Yes.
I mean, there's still some struggles because each dress is different, needs to be steamed, right?
Or there's crazy buttons or whatever.
Yeah, or crazy buttons or whatever. So we get there so early, right? And we get just to hang out at the Little White Chapel.
In the nice, hot, humid
Desert.
It
Was
felt very
humid?
humid.
It did
To
feel
me, it
humid.
did.
Well, and it was after sundown, so it really depends on what the dew point was. But, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, you are. I love that about you. So we had bouquets of flowers waiting there. It was amazing. We had the certificate ready to go.
And then we got
Pictures.
all the pictures we could want, a lot of video, just some B-roll stuff or whatever I cut all of this into just for our friends and family and maybe the internet, depending on who's in the background. So I think there's going to be a public cut and a private cut just for if you want maybe to consider doing this yourself.
Yes, for sure. Because I mean,
We had a
I don't
good
know.
time.
We had a good time. We did. I would recommend it. But that's besides the point. So Las Vegas, we do finally get to have our little ceremony. And it is very Vegas-y. It's fun. It's an older area. We got married. We chose the Tunnel of Love. The possibility of a drive-through wedding just appealed to the both of us. We already were going to have a chapel wedding. So we're like, hey, we need to have this be a fun, unique experience. That's what we wanted. And so we did the drive-through area and got married in Elvis's pink Cadillac.
Allegedly, Elvis's pink
Allegedly.
Cadillac. Allegedly.
I'm sitting here thinking if it was really Elvis's Cadillac, they would not be letting us like step on the seat.
Allegedly belonged to the king.
Allegedly. But
Or maybe just drove it
we
loose in
felt
Vegas.
like
I
kings
don't
when we
know.
were there because the minister was amazing, and his name was actually, we've already mentioned it, but Bruce Wayne.
I'm Batman.
And yeah, so we got married by a Batman. How about that?
Yeah,
A
I was
version
waiting
of
for him to
Batman.
whisper it at the end, but he did not. He was super cool, though.
And
Took pictures with us.
he did. He was incredible. And like I said, it was the first ceremony that I cried at.
Yeah.
I don't know why, or if it was the music or just the heat exhaustion or finally the stress of it all, the sushi bliss. But,
Or
I just couldn't help it. And I was tearing up. And so then everybody else was tearing up. And, it was an experience of all places sitting in the Cadillac.
In the Tunnel of Love.
In the Tunnel of Love with the little cherubs painted on the ceiling.
I think maybe it's just a full circle moment, right? A full circle moment for the time that you were in Vegas and then I showed up to help, and then it just closed the circle a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Maybe
Nobody knows. We haven't really talked about it.
We really have not had the time.
This is
to
like
talk
the
about it.
second night, I think, since the end of May that we've actually had time together, just the two of us.
Yeah, it's been a lot of peopling, but the wedding itself was absolutely special. Highly recommend Little Whitechapel. They do an
Hmm.
incredible job, and it feels, almost like, all right, this is not what I was expecting. Okay, the waiting is long, and then you're looking around, and it's definitely an older venue, but the experience of the actual ceremony, they really do
Hmm.
do it right.
They do.
And they've got an amazing team that takes you from start to finish. It's a legit wedding if you want it to be, and it is an absolute just a fun. I don't even know how would you explain it, sweetheart.
I think it's just like it's like a going to a make your own burger place almost. They've got everything you could want, right? And it's like a wedding smorgasbord almost of like you just tell them what you want and they just make it happen. Like I
Exactly.
mean, obviously they don't go to the nines on decor and stuff like you would at like a traditional ceremony,
Sure.
and reception and that kind of thing. But they're very good about being very diligent on like asking you what kind of ceremony do you want? Do you want this? Do you want that? Like
And
how do you
then,
feel about it? And then fulfilling it.
yeah, absolutely delivering it and nailing it. And, we met Mr. Wayne for only a brief amount of time, and he absolutely nailed the feeling, the
Hmm.
emotions for the way that the ceremony was conducted and saying the things that touched our hearts.
Yeah, and they are true wedding professionals, and I'm sure there's some clergy, some ministers, and some venue operators that maybe disagree that Vegas does weddings right. But I really think that I can say with certainty that like they know what they're doing. So if you're gonna elope or you're gonna run off and do a tour, and if you're going to be in that area of the country, I think that it's
It's worth doing.
absolutely. I think it was worth it to us. It's worth it for the story. It's worth it for for not for the story, for our story, and
Yes.
for our memories of being like, yep,
Yes.
we got married in Little White Chapel where Ben Affleck and J Lo did it,
Yeah, exactly.
or
Yeah.
whatever else was up there.
Elvis
Britney
and Priscilla.
Spears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Britney Spears and Jason Alexander.
yeah. Well, that lasted. Well, let's hope it lasts longer than that. And then how about allegedly where Sinatra got married?
It's not. I did the research
I
on
know,
it,
allegedly.
allegedly. But
It's
yes,
okay. I'm gonna take it.
I will take it
Maybe he
too.
drove by. I don't know.
Hey, he was a part. He was in Vegas and
Hmm.
got married. It
Yep.
just wasn't the Little Whitechapel. But regardless, highly recommend. After that, we had fun adventures. I had this theory, guys, that if like because people are always watching you in the casinos, and I thought if John and I were in our wedding dress and suit together gambling, we would hit the jackpots on the machines. Like I had this theory. It was fail proof. Like it was gonna happen, guys. Did not happen.
We did not hit the jackpot.
Wah. Did not hit the jackpot at all. And so that ended the bride and groom gambling stuff because, again, we had a kiddo. But it turns
And it was
out
late.
it was late. It was
And
very
she was
late.
hungry.
And she was hungry too.
Imagine that.
We got snacks and did the
Snacks.
fun. We had our wedding cake. It was surprise, surprise, Krispy Kreme donuts. They weren't warm Krispy Kreme donuts, but we were hooked and we're like, you know what? This seems pretty Vegas wedding cakey to us. So gelato and Krispy Kreme donuts.
I feel like if we were
We're
gonna
home.
get a real wedding cake in Vegas, it would have been buying a slice of the Buddy V's like vending machine, right?
That
They're
could have been
freaking
pretty epic.
everywhere.
Yes.
We probably should have done that, but Krispy Kremes will do.
Krispy Kremes
Maybe we can go
definitely
back in
did.
10 years,
Yeah,
20 years,
maybe.
ever.
And so we did. We had a blast and took kiddo up to go to sleep. And Donkey needed to have an adventure, and she was going to go. You'll find this theme throughout the wedding on tour, but she needed to go have her adventures. For her, it was more of a sentimental thing. She wanted to play blackjack, and she just wanted to have a grown-up experience. Her last experience in Vegas was when she was 18, so she was an adult but couldn't legally do any of the fun stuff
Couldn't partake in Vegas as
to
it
its full
is
capacity. Yeah.
for people that visit Vegas. Which, on the flip side of that, I had a very good conversation with a 9-year-old about why Disney Plus isn't available on the TVs in casinos.
They don't want you in the casinos, or
No,
they don't want you in the
casinos.
room.
They don't want you in the
in
room.
casinos.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this giant room we have for you with everything you could ever want in it, but we don't want you in here.
So we're gonna find ways to keep you out of it. And
They did for me.
Yeah.
They just didn't expect it.
Yep. And so we got kiddo to sleep, and then John and I took shifts with Donkey so that she could have a Vegas experience. And
Yeah, how was your first shift? How was that?
the first shift was a blast. So I am not a table person. Don't ask me to go play blackjack. I suck at it. I'm no good at the table games, but I do love the slot machines, and I am good about having a limit and sticking to my limit. So I'm like, I can be that mentor for her and teach her how to play the slots. And so we went to a machine, and sure shoot, and we did not win. But the lady next to us that was sitting right next to us, she's like, this machine's hot. I've got to leave, but you should probably go on this machine. So we won like $75. We're like, yeah, we're doing awesome. So then we're like walking around and just trying to like feel. We're like, ooh, where are we feeling the energy?
Where are the vibes?
Like, where are the vibes at, you know? And we found a Wizard of Oz machine and had some fun there. And then Colleen's big thing is she's like, where are the free drinks? Like, where? And I'm like, oh, that's what the servers, look like, the cocktail waitress type lady. And so we saw her, and then she never came back. And Colleen's like, dude, I need a drink. Like, I need to get my drink on. So then she goes to the bar, spends $50 for 2 drinks. I felt horrible. I'm like, we could have put that in the machine. But anyways.
And got free drinks.
Gets 2 drinks. And then we ended up getting her to come over, and I tipped her well. So she'd keep coming back. I know the game. Like, I'm cool.
You're hip, you jive.
I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm jive.
You're not no turkey.
And so we had fun, played until we lost. And then I'm like, girl, I got to go to bed. And the waitress kept coming over and giving us drinks. And so I'm like, here, you can have my drink. So she goes upstairs with my drink. She's 3 drinks in at this.
I do not know this. This is not disclosed.
This was not disclosed to John, who's taking the next shift. So I go up, lay down next to my kiddo, go to bed, and wake up the next morning and hear all about the hangover situation. I feel like it's like our own version of a hangover.
I didn't even think about it like that until you just mentioned that. And yes, it turned into a freaking Phil and Stu and Alan, right?
No, nobody knows Stu like I do.
Yeah. And the guy that slept on the roof got the best deal out of all of it, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so we went out, and I didn't know that Donkey had 3 drinks in her at this point. Yep. So she gets a little donkey-ish.
Yeah. The plan was that we were not going to leave the casino, like the hotel casino that we were staying at. That was the plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she also wanted cheap blackjack, which doesn't exist there. I think the minimum that night was $50
and
blackjack.
She kept complaining, I'm on a teacher's salary. Like, this is not happening.
I'm like, all right, you got me. And I've been to Vegas enough times to know what it is. It's a Wednesday night. Like, looks pretty dull out there on the strip. Go find some $5 blackjack. So I took her, and I thought, because where we're staying is not that far from the Casino Royale, which, if you've ever been to Casino Royale, it is nothing like the Bond movie. And now they got rid of all the table games, but they have $3.99 foot-long hot dogs.
Oh, so.
But I'm like, man, the smell of this place will probably chase her back into the resort we're at, and she'll just have to deal with like bubble blackjack or virtual blackjack or whatever. Yeah. Where like they have one dealer in the middle of all these screens, and you just do it on the screen like bubble craps and bubble roulette. It's really cool. We will get into that. But she's like, nope, we're going to adventure. And I'm like, all right. So between 1 and 4 a.m., I put 5 miles on the strip.
They did the Taco Bell experience where you can get the
Baja Blast. Yep, Baja Blast. I mean, those are good. I had a pretty good Crunchwrap Supreme.
And then she proceeded to, John was going to get an Uber.
Yep, and she didn't want to be in an Uber because she thought she was going to get motion sick.
And so she was literally running away and tripped and fell, and girl skinned her foot, skinned her knee super, super, super bad. So then we were nursing that for the rest of the Western leg. Mind you guys, this is wedding 3.
Yep, and it's gone off the rails. Like, we're staying central east on the strip, and we ended up down by the New York, and what else is down there? Excalibur.
Yep.
At 3:30 in the morning, and I'm too Norwegian to be out in that temperature at that point. It's still 80-something degrees at 3:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And running through a Walgreens to get you, I think, DayQuil.
Yep.
And some sort of electrolyte beverage for me and Donkey. And, they're open 24 hours a day, so that's good. So by the time we finally get back to the hotel resort where we're staying, I get her up into your room, the girls' room, right? Mm-hmm. And Randy's in our room, the boys' room, just crashed out.
Yep.
So I go in and get my stuff ready and just stand there, and I'm like, I am not tired at all now. I am wide awake. So I go back down to the casino floor until like 5:30 in the morning playing bubble roulette.
Why not?
I took some money off of them.
Yeah.
And then immediately gave it back. So I think we ended up negative $5.
Nice.
But I didn't have to pay for waters.
There you go.
So there is that. So I got what, 90 minutes of sleep?
Yep. And because we had to leave the next day because, again, I had client calls.
Yep. Not to mention that at some point between the time we arrived to the hotel resort and the casino, whatever we want to call it, and the time we went to the wedding, you got to learn on your phone from the Sequoia that the window was open.
Oh, yeah, there was that too. Yep.
So I go out there and you can't even tell it's open. It must have been rolled down like a quarter of an inch. Somebody didn't finish rolling it up all the way. I knew who exactly was sitting there.
It wasn't me.
It was not you. It wasn't me. I was in the third row.
Oh.
Well, there are no windows to roll down. Anyway, the car was secure. We were worried about it the whole time. Like, I'm just going to go out there.
Yep.
Anyway, it's fine.
So we had all the adventures. We had to go pick up the puppies, go pick up the trailer, go do all the things before we leave the next day.
Yep. And then we tried to have you take phone calls on the way because, like, it's I-15 out of Vegas to Salt Lake. Like, yeah, well, the cell service should be pretty good in the desert where it's flat. Nope.
It was not. And so we had to pull over at Terribles.
It was off of I-15, just north of Nellis.
Yep. So I'm sitting in the gas station taking my client call, and
And Donkey finally got to play $5 blackjack because in our adventure on the strip at night, she declined to play a $5 blackjack even though we found it.
Oy vey. So she did. She got to have her full circle. We had our experience. It was definitely a good time. And, Reagan, up until, later, if you would have asked her, she loved the Vegas wedding. For her, it was being able to do the limousine. Like, she loved that experience. It had the cool lighting. We were able to hook up Bluetooth phone to have fun music. And, you get to have that experience. You see that in the movies all the time, the limousine experience. And so she got to live that. And we did it right, and it was very reasonable in comparison to what you would spend on a normal wedding. Oh my goodness. And we even, like I said, did the limo, and it was last second, so we were paying a little extra for it. And did the wedding experience, the delicious, amazing meal, and then the little bit of fun adventures afterwards. I mean, we ended up doing it for a very reasonable cost.
Yes, we did Vegas really hard in 14 hours.
I was going to say, in less than 24 hours,
For sure.
we definitely had our Vegas adventures, and got to go head to the next adventure, which was Utah, and meeting my dear childhood friend and seeing her and her family, her kiddos that I haven't seen in so many years, and my stepbrother, and the mountains. So,
right. And we had a dog that was in gastrointestinal distress from the
we started
kennel.
Noticing it when we were pumping gas. We started noticing a little bit of an issue there. So we'll continue on with that, and as we go into our Utah wedding number 4, and again, the adventures, they don't end. They don't end.
I'm going to give them a little heads up to what this is. So
if you could title our wedding, the wedding
absolutely,
number 4.
The wedding, this one in Vegas.
Yes, this one, and then let's title the.
Well, I feel like the wedding in Vegas is just the Vegas wedding, right? It wasn't like a Ross and Rachel thing, for sure.
No,
not at all. But I think just the Vegas wedding. But just a little heads up on wedding number 4 gets kind of real. There's waterfalls, creeks, people that don't know where they're driving on the way to the reception, and potentially a fist fight in an ice cream shop parking lot.
So we'll leave you hanging on that. And regulars, it's great talking through the weddings. Thanks for following us and keeping up with all the adventures of this once in a lifetime experience that we were able to do. And we look forward to hearing from you, or not hearing from you, but
they could definitely email us, DM us, like tell us how we're doing. Just congrats. Be like, you guys are nuts.
But we look forward to sharing more with y'all soon. And until next time. Thanks for coming.
JK LOL Storytime out. Deuces.